Eddie, why are you wearing that?
I'm here to throw a flag on any question that I don't want to answer. No, I'm just playing. I just came from work, my other job, Foot Locker. So, yeah.
Mike Solarte, you want to ask the next one?
Is there a reason that you are working at Foot Locker?
Um, well, when you got a punter who is 100% on the season completing passes, man, he makes it tough on you. So, trying to find another way to generate some income.
Okay. Following up with that on a more serious nature, the bounce back nature of this game is one that you guys have to kind of lean on. Unfortunately, you guys have had to try to do it now 4 straight weeks, but do you feel you guys are getting closer as you guys were able to hang and, you continue to have last chances, have the ball last and have a chance to tie or win games? I mean, do you guys feel like you maybe are turning that corner a little?
Definitely. But we don't want to keep saying that we're getting closer because, that could put into, someone's mind that, man, maybe if this guy does something a little different or if this guy would have did this, as long as I did my job, we're close enough. So we just want to make sure that, we're representing this brand, being an example of this brand, not just, forming opinions and things like that. So, each day we just come in with this mindset to try to get better, be 1-0 each week. The past couple of weeks, have been some tough losses, but we get another opportunity this Sunday.
All right, let's go back to Bill Voth for the next question.
Hey, Teddy, know you were asked about the third quarter the other day. I'm curious, when you're studying stuff, do you look at trends of things like, hey, look, here's what we're doing in the third quarter, and here's what we're doing well, here's what we're not?
Yeah, definitely. And it's all about our in-game process. Just trying to find ways to improve that. If we can just figure out what's going on or just continue to improve our in-game process, we'll fix a lot of things that happen on Sunday.
Matt Rule yesterday said he's losing sleep over the third quarter stuff. I imagine you don't stress that much, though.
No, I lose sleep about it as well. When you look at the second half, whether we're getting the ball to start or, we're on defense to start. Obviously, us scoring points is most important. So that's something that we want to make sure that we just address and, try to fix moving forward.
Anybody else have a question for Teddy?
Yes, I do. Hey, Teddy.
What's up, Joe?
Good to see you, man. I like the effort there with the stripes. Matt Rule, excuse me. Joe Brady is a guy who's showing up on a lot of already like becoming head coaching candidate type lists. You've been in two different places now. Do you think? I'm not trying to get you to run him out of the building already. Do you think he's a guy that you could see becoming a head coach sooner rather than later?
Definitely. Joe is just a guy, who has been the same, throughout this entire process. We love that, he's able to just bring out the best in, different guys around here. You look at, certain things that we're doing, individually, Joe is a huge, part of that along with the other coaches on the staff. So, we're aware of, things happen throughout the course of the season, but at the end of the day, we just want to focus on what's in front of us right now, and that's Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Is it ever like a point of like, you have to like kind of joke with him about it if you see him mentioned in a story like that?
Yeah, definitely. But I think, man, when you think about situations like that, it's a testament to your head coach as well. As a head coach, I think you want to be able to groom, your coordinators to eventually be head coaches and your position coaches to be coordinators and eventually head coaches. So, from top down with, Coach Rule and the way, the staff has come together in such little time, it's just, fun to be a part of, and, it's very exciting to be a part of.
Let's go to David Newton and then JB Ricks.
Hey, Teddy, regarding your shirt, I know you were kind of having fun with that, but we don't get to see your personality a lot because we're not in the locker room around that. I know Matt Rule was also talking about how penalties have been costing the team. Is anything to do with your shirt about, that, or trying to emphasize that, or just have fun with that, or what's the real deal?
I'm gonna throw a flag on you on that play. But no, when you look at the games, man, especially not trying to go back to Sunday, but when you do play great teams in this league and you have 12 penalties or, multiple penalties, that can show up to be the reason or part of the reason that you lose a game. The shirt had nothing to do with it, but, we understand that that's a part of beating ourselves, penalties, negative plays. If we could just eliminate those, win the toxic battles and field position situations, things like that, I think we got a pretty good team.
Nice whistle you made there. I wanted to also ask you about Curtis Samuel. Chemistry your guys are developing. Is there anything y'all done away from the field to kind of make that stronger or anything? And how would you describe it right now?
Honestly, man, guys are just playing football. And that entire receiver room, those guys are just feeding off of each other's energy. Each week, different guys are making plays. 1 week you might see DJ going up, making a catch 40 yards, 50 yards down the field. The next week you might see Robbie running a 6-yard route and getting 20 yards. Curtis making a big play on third down. So, that entire room, those guys just look forward to each day that they get to come to work and lock in on the installs, the game plans, and they get excited when they see that the number's going to be called. So Curtis has been making some plays for us the past couple of weeks, well, all season, along with DJ and Robbie. So we're excited that they're on our team.
Hey, Teddy, JB here from Spectrum News 1, man. I love the humor you're bringing to today's Zoom presser. I wanted to go back to Joe Brady. He mentioned earlier today that he hopes to be on the field when it comes to calling plays and kind of like being next to you or with the offense or whatever moving forward. What is your preference as a quarterback when it comes to your offensive coordinator or whoever may be calling the plays for you throughout your entire career, college and the NFL? Would you prefer to have your offensive coordinator right there next to you or still doing the communication from up in the booth?
I've had the opportunity to have, my coordinator in the press box early in my career. Then when I was in New Orleans, Sean was on the field. So, honestly, it's whatever most comfortable for them to ensure that they call a great game. Some guys may perform better, in the press box where they don't have to deal with the noise, the chaos on the sidelines. And some guys may need to be on the field, to see where the ball is actually spotted and to really feel like they're part of the game. For me, I enjoyed having Joe on the sideline last week. He sees the game. We see the game the same. We're having the same ideas when we come off the field. And then he's able to just go down, talk to the offensive line, talk to the running backs, the wide receivers, tight ends. So it was huge having him on the sideline last week.
Thanks, man. Thanks for not throwing the flag on me.
No problem.
All right, guys, we got time for 3 more. So let's go to Alina Gutzenberg, then Steve Reed, and finish with Joe Person.
Hey, Teddy, I was wondering, DJ mentioned that you guys did a little bit of like self-scouting from the other Tampa Bay game and that sort of thing. I was curious, what do you feel like this offense, how has it developed, since back to week 2 or like earlier in the season? What do you think you guys are doing better or, yeah?
I think, man, honestly, guys are playing for one another. You look at that first Tampa game, especially in the first half, a guy gets tackled. He's getting up off the ground by himself. And then you look at that second half of that game, you started seeing guys picking each other up. And then as the weeks, started rolling, guys started just being there for each other. A guy makes a play, one of the guys are down there to high five him. We get in the end zone, you see Timo spiking the ball. And everyone has just made it about the team. They've been able to put the individual success and the individual mindset aside and just understand that, man, in order to have individual success, it has to come together as a team. And, guys understand that.
And then I also want to say happy belated birthday. Did you get to do anything for your birthday or COVID kind of make it?
Thank you. I was able to go to Olive Garden. I had a salad and some bread. It was pretty good. All right, Joe, you there?
I will go. I think it was Steve Reed next, but since the referee appointed me next. I wanted to ask you, the NFL owners yesterday approved some incentives for the Rooney Rule to reward teams with draft picks who develop minority coaches, head coaches, and GMs. Just your thoughts on that, if you thought it was needed and if you thought it was a good step or not.
It was definitely a good step, I feel, as long as it's genuine. You know, I'd hate to see that, you know, it's being done just to get these draft picks. So, I mean, I can't really speak too much on it. You know, I've been, like I always say, I've been in this bubble since the season started. But it is great to see that, you know, more minority coaches and, you know, things like that are falling in place for them to be able to be promoted. And, you know, you reward coaching staff. Like I said, you know, it speaks volumes of head coaches when you see coordinators go get head coaching jobs, different places. So it was pretty exciting to see.
Sorry, Teddy, I missed my spot there, but Joe picked up nicely. Hey, Teddy, Tom Brady had a very un-Tom Brady-like game last week. Wonder as a quarterback, if you can kind of speak to maybe what's kind of going through his mind this week in terms of how to make changes, and does it concern you that you guys are going to face Brady after a week in which he, you know, really sort of struggled?
Yeah, I definitely got to throw a flag on that play. You know, that's something you got to ask Tom Brady. For me, you know, it's just all about us and what we can do here to put ourselves in position to win the football game. We can't make it about our opponents each week. You know, it has to be about us and not beating ourselves. So that's my best way to answer that question.
Hey Teddy, can I ask a quick one? Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
I was wondering what you got at Olive Garden. I know you can't get your grits and syrup, which you should throw a flag on that play. What did you get there?
Yeah, I had some bread and a salad. I took a little cranberry juice from the facility. So that was about it. I don't like spending my money. So some bread and salad was good for me.